You ready? You got me running, you got me running, got me running. Shake it, shake it, shake it, baby. Raise your hands up, raise them up.
I love that song. I love that artist, Sade. And Sade, you gotta tell me if I'm saying it right here. So go ahead and unmute yourself, Sade. And bring your video on as well. Okay. All right.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you this evening or morning or however?
Yeah. Hey, I'm breathing. It don't matter what time it is. I'm breathing. I'm alive and I'm blessed. So.
I hear you. Amen.
Yeah.
So
can you give us
excuse me.
Can you give us a video as well?
We do it.
You don't want to?
No. I definitely need to, but
change your view.
I can see myself. You guys can't
there
see
we
me.
go. We see you now. I see you now. I see you now.
Okay.
There we go. All right. So welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, absolutely. So we're here to talk about and are you here to talk about women who excel?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. Okay, so good. So women who excel, I'm already impressed with women in general. Women in life, y'all are amazing at what y'all do. We as men, we appreciate you as women and excelling, but how do you feel that women can go to that next level? How do they excel and go to that next level?
Sure. Some of the ways that women can excel. Well, first let me introduce myself. My name is Sade Banks, and I am the membership coordinator for Winning Women's Network, soon to be known as Women Who Excel. Right now we're going through a branch transition, and I am today's representative. Unfortunately, our founder, Dr. Tyler Price, was not able to come today due to ministerial duties, but she does send her warm thank you for inviting us to this amazing expo. So thank you so much. And some ways that women can excel is by now everything that we do is rooted in the Word of God. That's just what that is. And so one of the ways that we would say for women to excel is first to make sure that you secure and have a relationship with God, with Jesus Christ, and allowing him to do the work in you, walking side by side with him in your life. Just like Daniel was able to excel and be 10 times greater than his counterparts because of his relationship with Christ. So if we want to excel, we have to have a relationship with our Creator. The second thing is to make sure that you have a strong, supportive foundation and network.
Yes.
There are many influences out there. Culture would tell us what type of woman that we need to be. Culture would tell us that we need to be married before we're 30. Culture would tell us that, if we are driven, if we are motivated, then that's equated to having the qualities of a man, and that's attractive. Culture would tell us that if you are brilliant, to dim your light to make others around you comfortable. Culture would tell us not to go for the bag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so in order to excel, we have to rewrite those codes that have been instilled in us since childhood, those codes in our soul, those codes in our mind that bring us to being uncomfortable with being powerful, that makes us uncomfortable with excelling and going beyond our counterparts.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So rewriting your code. That's one thing that you said is rewriting your code. What is that? What does that look like?
Okay, so from childhood, we have your soul starts building up, picking up things, molding and shaping itself as soon as you come out of the womb. So some of us, we have issues of trauma. We have, good memories, bad memories. Everything that happens in your life, it creates a coding system in your soul.
Yeah.
Your soul, our apostle, Dr. Paul Price, teaches us that your soul is basically your life's memory bank. So all of your heartaches, all of your joy, everything is written in your soul. And your soul is what is going to either be used as a faculty for your success or used as a faculty for your hindrance in life. Okay? And so by the way that we deal with issues, things that we're taught, things that we learn, things that we picked up, things that have worked for us, that is our soul that is in operation. It's designed to give you what you want. And so if you are used to checking out and that was rewarded by pity or sympathy, you were able to get out of things, then your soul has taken up that code and say, okay, every time I come against a barrier or an obstacle, I'm going to check out because it's rewarded me in the past. And so that is one thing that we do with Winning Women's is to help you rewrite those codes that are in your soul that are setting you up for failure and stopping you from excelling in this earth.
Absolutely. And so how do you feel that your organization, the organism, is making an impact? Like, are women changing? Are they becoming more successful teaming up with your organization?
Absolutely. We have our founder, Dr. Tyler Price. She's actually what we call a destiny specialist. So she has she has amazing prophetic insight. That's what she does as our minister. That's the office that she walks in, is a prophet. But not only does she mentor us and lead us and guide us from the mind of Christ, but she also is able to speak into our destinies, help to lead us and steer us. And we don't just have Dr. Tyler Price. We have a team of well-seasoned ministers and women who have not only excelled in ministry, but who have also excelled in other areas of life. We have bankers, we have entrepreneurs, we have people that succeeded as stay-at-home mothers. We want to cover every aspect of your life and help you to excel in every aspect of your life. So what we do is every single month we have a challenge. We just finished up a challenge called Enduring to the End, where we focused on strength training physically. We all went out to the field, us and a few of the members and other members of the community, and we worked out. And boy, was it a workout.
Really?
Okay, we have emotional training. We go through different exercises, workshops. We do this every month, and we invite our community members to come out and embrace what we're doing as a community. And yes, women are changing. We're getting stronger. I've seen changes in my own self, so it's bearing great fruit in our community.
So, I do 100% believe that it's important that women succeed, but do you guys have an outlet for men? Because women y'all winning in life, and we kind of struggling, getting together as far as coming together as one and being the head of the household and being the support for women. Not saying that we not a team, but there are a lot of men that struggle with a lot of things. So how do you incorporate men into your organization and what supports?
Well, I mean, it's women focused. We focus on women issues, but we also do teach. Of course, we remain biblical. We do not teach our women to usurp the man's authority in the household. Okay, we do not teach that. But we are mostly focusing on women because historically, we were just able to vote how long ago? It's not been that long ago. Women are still underpaid in the marketplace. We still have these stigmas over us. I just did some research and found out that only women typically ask for $35,000 less for SBA loans. Why is that, right?
Wow.
And so from a business perspective, from a family perspective, even in the church, sometimes, only role that they have, depending on your denomination, for women is to be a missionary. But what about if you're called to be an apostle or a prophet or to be a pastor, right? And so women historically, we've gotten the short end of the stick on being able to arise in our divine destinies and calling. So that's why we focus on women.
That makes sense. It does. It makes sense. How young are you guys looking to support women? Like, what's the age?
Okay, sure. Well, we have multiple divisions in Winning Women. So we cover all ages. We have our youngest division, which is Winning Girls, which is the age of 8 to teenager, right before you cross over into adulthood. And we have events for young girls, for teenagers, teaching them how to win from an early age, a young age. Then we have our mid-sector, which is Winning Women's, which deals with women over 18, between like 18 to like 45, right?
Yeah.
And then we have Full Circle, which is the older woman from like 50 on up, right? So we cover all age ranges and winning women. We're trying to build winners in all ages.
So I hear an accent a little bit in your voice. Where are you from?
I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Yeah, I hear that like, yo, what's up, son? Like, I hear a little bit of that. Okay, I love that because I love women from the East Coast because y'all are more aggressive in some, not saying other women aren't in other areas, but just from New York, y'all are progressive, and I appreciate that. So, what is the climate like in Buffalo, like for women? Is it a challenge there?
Well, I mean, wherever you go, you take you with you. It depends on the on the principles that you're operating on. I mean, if you are, aggressive, if you're driven, if you're motivated, if you have certain levels of education, because unfortunately, Buffalo is like the third or fourth poorest city in the nation.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's very poverty stricken. And so for women, I mean, if you have that education, that drive, that motivation, your relationship with your creator, with Christ, then there shouldn't be any barriers that you come up against that you cannot break through.
Right.
That's for anywhere that you go. Again, it starts with your soul. You can only succeed to the amount of success that's coded in your soul.
Yeah. That's true. So, what's the legacy for you guys in your organization? What's the legacy part to where you're gonna continue to support those next generations? What does that look like for you guys?
Sure, like anything, we want to build. Our founder, Dr. Tyler Price, who wants to build an organization that surpasses her. She wants to create a whole institution. If you think about the different banks, if you think about businesses that have been around for decades, like Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, those people, when they built their organization, they already had the mindset that this is going to surpass my life, right? And so we want to start everything off with a solid foundation to ensure that this is going to surpass all founding members' lives. So we do consider that and keep that in mind. Right now, we're mostly local, but we are ramping up our marketing and things of that nature to be able to go more national and, God willing, global in the time that we're supposed to be doing that.
Yeah. What are the challenges that you guys have? I mean, with the organization, is it reaching out to women? What's the challenges for your organization in this time?
One of the challenges is it's mostly, I mean, sometimes when people, they are already in their own paradigm. They already have what their mother told them what is womanhood. They have what their husbands have told them what is womanhood. Everybody has defined womanhood for us except for the Word of God. Everybody has defined it for us except for ourselves, right? And so some of those challenges are when we have women who come in, they already have these ideas, these mindsets, and I wouldn't say it's a challenge. It's a ministry. It's a joy to be able to minister to them, coach them, consult with them. We have monthly workshops where Dr. Tyler Price sits down with us and really covers some hard-hitting subjects and topics, right? Yeah. And so one of the biggest challenges especially for myself, is being open to changing, being open to being converted, to being okay with winning and excelling.
Yeah, and that's the thing where people do have a challenge with. When it's right in front of you, some people may not walk into that opportunity until days later because of fear, years later because of fear. And, fear can hold them back. Let's talk a little bit about fear and faith. How have you overcome your personal fears being a part of this network? Let's get in depth. Let's be transparent. How have you overcome your fears?
Okay. Like I said, I was in Buffalo. Me personally, I was in Buffalo, New York. I had a great 10-year. I had a 10-year career in banking. I worked for some of the most premier and elite banks in the world. I was an analyst and an operations specialist for 10 years, right? And so when I got the call to move to Tulsa, Oklahoma, I had to Jesus, are you sure? You called me to toast.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm doing good here. You blessed me in this land. I don't know about nobody else, right? But I had to leave a house. I was a homeowner. Like I said, I had my job. I had connections. I had friends. All of my family is there. I don't know nobody in Tulsa.
Yeah.
But I had a mentor named Dr. Tyler Price.
Are you saying Paula with a P or T? Tyler.
Paula.
Okay,
T.
Paula. Okay, good.
Yes, she was my mentor. Yes.
Yeah, your New York accent is just giving away. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, she was my mentor, and like I said, that is her gift. That is one of her anointings, is to be able to help lead and guide people into their divine destiny and calling. So I had a whole lot of fear. I had a whole lot of anxiety. But I can't give anybody the glory for getting me from Buffalo to Tulsa, but God. Yeah. I mean, she was a vessel. She helped me, but I stayed in constant prayer, constant talking with the Lord, and understanding that I don't have a spirit of fear, but I have a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. And whatever God is calling me from is something better on the opposite end. I had to stand in faith.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so, when you thought about Tulsa, like you were thinking like horses, cows, chickens, and stuff like that here in town, like that you were gonna have to give up, you were gonna have to ride a horse to work or something like that. What was your thought process about Tulsa? Oh, dang. Okay.
Well, I was looking for something fresh. I was looking for something new. But my idea of Tulsa was it's a little slow here.
Okay.
And I'm still adjusting, but overall, it's the atmosphere here is a lot calmer than back home. Yeah. So I did enjoy that. I enjoyed that the city was cleaner than back home.
Oh, really?
Yes. I enjoyed that the people were a lot more friendlier than back home. So I can't say that I was over the hill excited about moving to Tulsa, but I was comfortable with the idea because I saw some things that I did like and appreciate.
Good, man. Man, we definitely got to make a trip. I got to make a trip to Buffalo, New York, just to see what that life is like, man. And I just want to go to a bodega or just something just New Yorkish. You know what I mean?
Well, we're 7 hours from New York City, so it's not as fast and not as popular as New York City, but it still has those New York actions.
Well, how far away is Buffalo from New York City?
Like 7 hours.
Oh, like that's a whole nother state. Dang.
Right.
Okay, I see what you mean now. Okay. Upstate, is it? You said upstate. So So making that transition, being here in Tulsa, and how many years have you been here?
Well, I actually just moved here in last September. So.
Are you serious? That's soon?
Yeah.
Wow. So you came just before COVID, was really starting to really jump off.
Yes, thank God.
Yeah.
New York State is still kind of shut down right now.
Yeah. We can at least go outside on the front porch and kick it. You know what I mean? So I love that. So with COVID, hitting and we having to adjust as far as women in business having to adjust. How has it been for your organization with adjusting with COVID?
Well, with the adjustments of COVID, Winning Women's is actually a part of a greater organization under Dr. Paula Price. And we just, despite whatever reports we're getting, despite whatever news and everything we're getting, we still stand as a collective unit, as a stronghold, and we are in prayer, we're in intercession, not only for our church members, but for our city, for our nation. And we're just not believing the reports of the enemy. We're saying, no, nobody in this organization, we're not getting COVID. You know what I'm saying? So we're just standing fervent in prayer, being watchful, of course, being safe. Yeah. We're not being out here reckless.
Yeah.
But we have come together very well as a collective unit and have bonded even the more so during these trying times.
Yeah. Absolutely, and women, regardless, I think they're in this situation, but women always thrive no matter what's thrown at you guys. You always tend to just take it and make it something beautiful. So I appreciate that about the women and the network and how you guys work. And even looking at how Jackie has done what she's done here with the Black Economic Expo is just phenomenal. And so you guys working together with women and supporting women, are you guys looking to making this a nationwide type of organization?
Oh yes, absolutely. We
Yeah.
have a free You can actually join for free. You
What?
can join our Facebook group. Yes, and in order to join our Facebook group, you can go to B for boy, I, T for Thomas .ly/ join WW network. So yes, so you go to that link and you can join our Facebook group, and you will have immediate access to all of our trainings, our posts, our sessions. Now we do have a higher level membership, which includes one-on-one coaching with one of our experts.
Mm-hmm.
Also more exclusive content, and in order to join the Winner's Circle for $19.99 a month, a very small investment for the richness of content that you get, the transformative content that you get. You can go to www.winningwomansnetwork.com. And so yes, we actually have a member in Canada. So
What?
not
Wow.
Yeah, we have a Canadian member. Yes.
Wow. And I love Dr. Paula Price's ministry because I was listening to it the other day, but I love that they have like if you want to find your gift or what you're really great at, like you have an assessment on the website, and I was like, I've never heard of that. Like I need an assessment in my life because you operate on what you believe God has told you to do, and you just kind of bounce around, and you really of course consulting with God, but then like consulting with yourself and just getting that confirmation of you are in the right space and you're supposed to be doing what you're doing. But to have a structured organization to help you and to walk with you and to do life to help you to get to that position is amazing. So you guys are ahead of the curve. How do you feel about being ahead of the curve and really doing life with people?
It's amazing. Now, sure, it does come with its challenges, but and especially when you're in ministry,
right,
you go through a lot more than people who don't actively engage in ministry go through. But it's always to make you stronger, to build in you an apothecary where you are able to carry others, is to strengthen you. So it's an honor and a privilege to be able to walk side by side and see people grow and see people develop and see them getting stronger every day, every month. It's a blessing and an honor, and we really enjoy and love what we do. We're passionate about it.
Yeah. All right. So one thing that we do with all of our guests, we definitely always ask this that because I know that you're someone who really cares and you're someone who really wants to make an impact into this world. What is it that you would leave with people today and give them words of wisdom, something from your heart today?
Sure. One thing that I want to leave with you all is first and foremost, go ahead and join the Winning Women's Network. It is free.
Join.
It is free. Come get this great transformative information that is setting you up to excel by the word and power of God. Okay? That's first and foremost. The second thing is that we also offer this to all ages. So for your little girls, for yourself, and for grandma and them. Come on.
Bring it on, grandmama.
All ages are welcome, okay? But one of the things I want to tell the people that are on here is that before you even came to this earth, God, when He designed you, He already put inside of you the gifts, the talents that you need. It is time for us, not only as Black people, but as Christians, to be able to really tap into those gifts and those talents and create our own economy. And don't be afraid to do so. I mean, now, if this COVID thing has taught us anything, it's taught you cannot put your trust in man. You can't put your trust in your job and corporate America. They will turn on you.
Yes.
So you need to be able to harness those gifts, I don't care if you know how to cut a lawn well. That's a landscaping business.
Yes.
It's time for us to build our own economies to ensure the sustainability of our families, to build a legacy, and distribute wealth throughout the kingdom of God.
Oh, I believe it 100%. I believe it 100%. And so, how would you say that the ministry is, because I see Dr. Paula Price's ministry, but it's mainly women. Like, you rarely see any dudes there. Like, are there guys? Because I've never been to the church, but I plan on, like, visiting. But, like, how are you guys pouring into men? That's what I want to know.
Yes, we have men there. We actually have, Dr. Price has a super successful male apostle that is underneath her covering. So we do have opportunities to minister to men. We are not a let me get this clear. We are not a women's ministry.
Yeah.
It just so happened that women get into the call more and come and move to Tulsa to be under Dr. Price, because some men had an ego.
Yeah.
You guys are called to God culture too.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be under no woman.
Yeah.
Where's this? But we do have very strong male leadership that sits underneath Dr. Price and is covered by her. So men are not left out. Her ministry, her mantle is so potent and so powerful. It hits that man and that woman too, the child and the lady. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not limited just to women.
Yeah. I love that. And with the move and what you're doing and making the impact, I know people look for more of the ministry to be in the streets, but y'all's ministry is definitely different, because it's not the same old, let's just give people food, let's just give people payday light bills and stuff like that. But now y'all are really trying to impact their whole being. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes. Well, first and foremost, our Dr. Price's ministry, of which Dr. Tyler Price is the chief prophet, meaning that she trains the prophets. Okay. That whole ministry, the mandate on that ministry, Dr. Price is not a pastor. That's not the office that she walks in, although she does it. But her chief office is that of an apostle. And so the way that we see the ministry, the way God has deemed it, is to be an embassy. So if you don't know what an embassy is, please go ahead and look it up. Our mission and our mandate on this ministry is to create men and women of God who can give God a voice, an influence, a vote, and access, and a seat at the decision-making tables of the world. So the ministry is not for you to just come to sit in a pew and not expect to be trained, and not expect to get your soul worked on, not expect to get healing so you can be shipped out and do the will of God on your life. That's not what this ministry is. We operate like an embassy by spirit and by nature. Natural.
That's deep. I've never heard of that. Like, you operate as an embassy. Like, that's something that you take into a higher echelon, or even in the spiritual realm, is something that is, you wouldn't even think that you could touch the embassy. You know what I mean? But to be a host or a place where you say that you're an embassy for people, that changes your mindset, and actually it brings a mindset of royalty, and it shifts your mindset. So I love that about what you guys are doing. How are you guys helping people on a daily basis? Like, is it just through empowerment to business, or are you guys feeding people? Like, what more are you guys doing there?
Well, Women Who Excel is a part of that ministry. Now, for women who excel, we really do. We have a very strong. We operate for career, finances, nutrition, and business. Okay, so I'm like the business expert. Dr. Tyler Price, our founder, she has been in business over 20-something years. We have a fitness expert who has books on Amazon, who has contributed to Huffington Post. So for Winning Women, it's a lifestyle network. So we don't just encompass business, but we encompass helping you to excel in every area of your life.
Yeah. And I think that's a key thing to helping women excel in every area of life, because you really don't think about that. Some people just only think about the job. Like, I just want to get my coins and I can live my life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's deeper than that. But if you don't have the spiritual capacity, but the mental capacity as well, then you're gonna challenge. You're gonna be challenged. Even money can't save you because there are so many people that are so miserable and but very wealthy. You know.
Right.
So how do you balance that out for people to have the wealth, but then also have a wealth mindset? Like, what is that like?
Well, one of the teachings that we always go by is women, is that money is a spirit. Oftentimes, we are focused on the tangible currency, the paper money that we can hold in our hands. So we teach even from winning girls, from our little girls to winning women to full circle. We always teach that money is a spirit. So your economy is within you. Your wealth is in you. Your ability to build legacy, it is in you. And this here is the book. It's written by Dr. Paula Price. Okay, and it goes over how you can overcome the barriers and the obstacles that often get in our way, the traps that are set up to keep us out of our natural resources and our wealthy place.
Yeah. What are those things that keep you out?
Well, one of the things, the scripture says you prosper as your soul prospers.
Yeah.
So if you are a procrastinator, if you don't like to go and get it, if you think somebody you can sit on the couch and you're just gonna get $1 million, placed right at your pillow, you're deceived.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, right? The other thing is we always support having a mentor, linking up with somebody that has been where you're trying to go, because that's going to save you a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of tears, and a lot of frustration, right?
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely, it definitely will. And who are your mentors? Like, who are the people in your life?
Sure, well, definitely my apostle, Dr. Paula Price. She has been a tremendous influence in my life, changed my whole world. And then Dr. Tyler Price, who is my one-on-one mentor. Those are my biggest contributors of mentorship. I also have an intercessor that's been with me for about 2 years, praying and getting me through. So I have a lot of support, and plus winning women's. I have women that are a part of Winning Women's, where we pray together, we meet together, we do things together, we talk, and it's just great to have that collaborative and that group and that support that the network offers.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%, man. I think that it is important that you do take the time to have a mentor in everything in your life. Like, I have a mentor for finance, I have a mentor for media. Like, and the scripture says there, and I'm trying to quote it right. Lord knows I'm trying to stay in the word, but in the multitudes of wisdom, there is freedom or success. Say it again. Counselors, yes. In the multitude of counsel, I cannot. There's safety. There you go. Thank you. And so I see that within having counsel, not only just talking about therapy, but also talking about business. Like, there's so many things that you can have a counselor for everything in your life. And I think that's where people really miss out, is having that counsel, having people talk to them. If you want to be a chef, get a mentor. If you want to do this, be a mentor. Get a mentor, and I see those mentors as counsel in a way. So how do you find, what regimen, what makes a person, worthy enough to be on your list to say, hey, they can counsel me? Like, what is that for you?
Well, first of all, I'm very specific because I have had mentors that were not in alignment with my faith, and I'm a firm believer. Now, I'm not saying because I am a businesswoman, you don't have to be a Christian for me to do business with you. I think kingdom. I don't just think church.
Yeah.
But in order for a person to really be pouring into my life, we need to be walking the same faith. Okay? Because I don't need you giving me the doctrines of some religion, right? I don't need that. I don't want that resonating or operating in my soul or in my spirit. So that's the first thing. The other thing is, you have to have have been where I'm trying to go, where I have been destined to go. I mean, some things are just universal. You know, I don't. If you say if you're my mentor and I trust you, and you say, okay, that is hot, that's going to burn you.
Right.
I don't need to go over there and find out for myself.
No.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I trust what you got to say. You know,
Right.
so that's what I'm saying. You know, being of like faith and have excelled and have gone where I'm trying to go. I need to be behind you. The student cannot be greater than the master.
Yeah, I totally 100% agree with that, man, and that really makes an impact in somebody's life by having the mentorship in your life altogether. So, are you familiar with North Tulsa at all? Like, have you ever been out in that area?
No.
Okay, so we gotta get you north of Admiral out here to check out what's going on in not just the hood. It's not just only just the hood, but I'm just saying, like, out here in North Tulsa, for you to be able to gain an understanding of what people go through on a daily basis. And so the challenge for most people that are in position and leadership is to understand what the community is going through, understand the data and the stats of what's going on. And so how are you, as an organization, able to effectively support people and understand people? Like, what processes do you go through to get a better understanding of their lifestyle and what's going on?
Yes. Well, well, one of the things is me personally, I'm from the hood. Like, okay. I'm from the poorest section in Buffalo, New York. Okay. So, but not everybody that's a part of Winning Women's has endured those types of poverty hardships. Yeah. I mean, we have women that come from all walks of life. Mm-hmm. And so we have somebody that's able to mentor, able to guide, and be a great example no matter what type of life that you have come from. Yeah. We have it all. We have about 566 members on our Facebook group, and our community is about 50 women. Wow. So we're very diverse.
Very diverse. Is it only black women?
No.
Who all is it?
We have some. Okay, my producer's trying to tell me something.
All right.
And I also need to mention that. Yeah, I apologize. You know, the producer, they gonna make sure you're right.
Yeah, I was like, did I ask the wrong question?
No, they gonna make sure that the brand is represented well. Gotcha. So I actually just was informed that we do have people in North Tulsa that are representing Winning Women's. I'm not familiar with the area, but we do have people working in that.
Yeah, and I was just talking about specifically you because I wanted to know because as a representative yourself, like, have you been in North Tulsa? Like, have you been out here? So now I know where we got to take you to Sweet Lisa's. We got to take you to Waffle That. You know, different eating places out here so that you can understand what that Oklahoma life is like for us. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah, for sure. So you got to check out some of the restaurants out here. So make sure you come on out here, all right?
Mm-hmm. you know, and I really do, because where I'm at, the food. So I'm
no salt, no seasoning, huh? No.
I'm not a beefy, so I need some.
Yeah.
I haven't had collard greens.
Yeah, we know how to season up our food down here.
Right, catfish. So I'm in the North Tulsa very soon to visit, and definitely check out the culture. I want to see Black Wall Street. So there's things I want to do. I've just been so caught up in my adjustment. Yeah. Being a full-time entrepreneur. Sometimes you're so focused you don't smell the stuff.
No, and I understand. Not blaming you at all, but I'm just saying fish daddies just don't have the seasoning that that big daddies got. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
I can believe that.
But I just expanding the horizons of where you are. But I know you guys are touching every area where God, wants you to be, and making an impact. I know North Tulsa is definitely a place where the organization is making an impact. And I know that for sure. And so, with women and supporting women, it really hurts my heart. Like when I drive around and I see, women that are homeless. Of course, men as well too, but women that are homeless. And I know it's a different dynamic for women that are out there because you got a whole bunch that you got to protect and take care of, and you thinking of, you know what I'm saying? And so, has there been any stories? Do you? Let me just ask this: do you know of any stories of women that have come from homelessness and now like thriving in life? And
I mean, I can't, because private conversations with people, I
sure.
say yes. I
Yeah.
cannot disclose too much
Yeah, you can.
information, but
Yeah,
I do know that we are building out a fourth division called Women Who Serve, who will be going out and helping to go to the homeless shelters and do things with the children and the women that are going to overcome those circumstances in life.
Yeah. Because I know that women, they come from different backgrounds. Now, sex trafficking is a big thing, to where,
My God, yeah.
a lot of women have experienced that, and coming from that and retraining your mindset and your soul from all of that whole process to now, to now coming to actually, um, you know, thrive in the community, build, grow your kids in the community, and it's just so crazy out here. Uh, but how are you working? How are you guys working to thwart and work against like a lot of the disparities that women struggle with? Like, what is that on a day-to-day basis for you guys?
Well, for us, like I said, we are women who excel. We are also, a ministry. Like I said, we have women from all different walks of life.
Yeah,
So who have been at the lowest of the low and at the top of the top. So we are at, we do have the ministers set in place to be able to minister to the needs of God's people, of women. And like I said, we're also going to be branching out soon, called Women Who Serve, who will be going to those places where people, I hate to use the word destitute for a lack of better, for women who are facing situations temporarily, we say temporarily, facing situations of destitution, so we do have that in the works. It is on the plan to be able to feed in our community in those ways as well.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask, to get personal, what are some of the gifts that you actually have and that you have discovered the gifts in your life?
Okay, well, some of the gifts is I'm a great communicator. I'm a teacher. I have my own online business show called the Miss Bankable Show. I'm a business coach. I have an online academy that equips Christian entrepreneurs to start, build, and grow bankable businesses.
Wow.
So I have a whole array of gifts and talents, and I'm making sure that's one of the things that we learn and women to excel is to ensure that you are maximizing those gifts and those talents and not only getting the economy for yourself, but to be able to serve others.
And she was like, well, let me tell you, let me run down my list real quick. I'm doing this,
I have cred.
I love that. Yeah, you got cred. I respect that. And let's talk. Okay, so success comes along with discipline, right? And so even in your diet, on your daily diet and what you eat on a continual basis, like they say, your 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 intake of the foods that you eat, produce that mindset at the same time. Because I do know some people that are very talented, but they have an underlying issue of maybe schizophrenia or like they are OCD. Like I know plenty of people that are OCD in some cases, and it's good to have the money and all the accolades and things like that, but your mental wealth is very important as well. So how do you guys help approach people's mental wealth?
Okay, as far as mental wealth, I mean, we always suggest that you seek. I mean, if you're dealing with schizophrenia, I mean that you definitely need to be going, making sure that you get the professional help that you need from licensed counselors, getting the medication and things that you need. Now, of course, we don't turn anyone away if they are suffering through something like that, but but we do have a compassion and a heart for those who are that is a part of a ministry. So, there is tools set in place through the ministry, the actual ministry, to be able to compact and go through those, walk through that healing and that processing with people who are suffering to that degree.
Yeah.
Now, for women's, we're mostly focused on, we do have mental health, but not to the extreme of like schizophrenia. Like that's a whole nother obstacle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We do focus on mental health, and wellness and nutrition. Yes, we do have sections that deal with that.
I love that. So how often do you guys meet as an organization?
Well, we have events every single month. Actually, this month, on the 29th, we're having hot coffee and hot topics.
Ooh, okay.
So it's going to be a Q&A session at a local coffee place where we can just come out and have those open conversations, Q&A with with Dr. Tyler Price and other members of Winning Women.
I love that, man. So you do have a space where people can gather on a continual basis. Even during COVID, you're able to connect and, we'll still do life with people through virtually, right? Or you said in person. You mean in a coffee shop? Okay, cool. What coffee shop y'all?
Virtually, because remember, we have members that aren't just in the state of Tulsa. We also have a Canadian member.
Yeah.
So we do virtually and we do in person. Like the hot coffee and hot topics, that's going to take place again. At Price University at 5801 East 41st Street on the 9th floor.
On the 9th? Okay, so y'all are in the actual building, like an actual facility.
Well, that's a place that we utilize.
Okay.
When we have events. Sometimes it's out locally or it's at Price University.
I love it. So once again, share with us how we can find you and search you online.
Sure. You can visit our website. It's winningonemensnetwork.com to get more information about the network, about our founder, Dr. Tyler Price, about the coaching, the things that we offer. You can also just go ahead and join the group. It is, again, I'll get the website. It is B for boy, I, T for Thomas, .ly/join WW network.
Love it. So you guys are continually making an impact with women, but not only just women. You guys are making an impact with men, youth, young girls, young boys, and are here to stay and here to do life with people and to really help sharpen them and iron sharpens iron as they walk along with you to help them in life. And women, not only just in America, but Canada, and I'm sure there are more women that are going to join just globally.
Absolutely.
That want to be a part of this. And so, I'm so appreciative of the work that you and Dr. Paula Price are doing with this organization for women. You are making an impact, and I love how it's not just a surface thing. It's really getting down to the meat and supporting women in their challenges in life. So I just kudos to you guys for doing such great work.
Thank you, and definitely thank you, Dr. Tyler Price, for all that you do. That's the founder of Women Who Excel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
You are a great representative. So please, if I sell something, I'm coming to you first because you represent so well your organization. So I know Dr. Paula Price would be so excited and ecstatic that you represent it so well. So thank you again so much. So let's give a hand for our guests, everybody.
Thank you all. God bless you.
God bless you.
Yeah.